What's going on, guys? It's Brian here with Texas Gun Experience, and we're down at the range today getting some shots in, but figured this would be a good opportunity to talk to y'all about what we suggest for an everyday range bag. So these are a handful of items that we think are necessities for when you're going to the range, whether it's indoor, outdoor, and it's both for convenience, safety, and more. Let's get started. Now, when heading to the range, obviously one of the first things you're gonna need is your firearm. And for us, we always like to look good and show our neighbors that we're better than them. So we brought down the Terran Tactical G34 Combat Master, also available to rent here at the range. But obviously you need your firearm and you'll need ammo, but that's a given. You know, the other things that are gonna be given in the range are eye protection and ear protection. So that's of course gonna be in our range bag. Over the ear electronic muffs are great. You know, over the ear being a little bit more comfortable, you don't have stuff shoved inside your ear canal, but having electronic ear muffs are great because you can hear commands of maybe the range safety officers, you know, behind you. Or if you have a group of friends, you guys can speak in casual conversation and not have to, you know, act like you're at a rock concert. The other thing that I always suggest too is having some foam earplugs as well. So sometimes like indoor ranges can be quite loud. You get, you know, maybe you brought a rifle with a big break on the front, or maybe your neighbor has one. You know, you're not gonna get away from the concussion, but those loud bangs, you know, those foam earplugs in conjunction with some over the ears really help deaden that sound and make it a much more enjoyable experience. You can't get your hearing back, so it's definitely something you want to take care of and protect. Eye protection, a lot of us don't think about it, you know, but it's very important. So especially inside indoor ranges, or if you're at an outdoor range and you have, you know, neighbors shooting fairly close to you, you know, there's spent casings that are in the air, there's dirt, debris, all types of stuff that happens. And more often than I'd like to say is, you know, eye protection is actually protect my face. You have good eye pro like this, it's gonna cover over your brow, you know, the top part of your cheek. If you have brass bouncing off the walls, or maybe your neighbor's shooting hot brass out at you, again, you don't wanna get any of that caught in your eye. So eye pro is a must, and you don't wanna cheap out and get some dollar store, you know, sunglasses. You definitely want a good pair of safety rated glasses. Now, those are a given. Of course, you know, gun, ammo, eyes, ears, yeah, we got it. But some other things that people don't think about, you know, when they come shooting and what they prep in their range bag. And for us, you know, we don't use it a whole lot, but a lot of people do like having some type of reloading tool. So if you're gonna be at the range a lot and you're shooting, and maybe it's something where, you know, you don't go every week, and maybe it's a once a month or once every couple months, you know, ritual, loading your magazines may be fatiguing, or maybe you just don't have the hand strength. So having a magazine loader makes both reloading magazines quick and, you know, takes a lot of that focus off of sore thumbs and fingers and gets you back, you know, shooting more comfortably and with ease. So that's definitely something inexpensive to throw in the range bag and to have. Or you know what, maybe you have a buddy or a neighbor that you might just become friends with because they need one. So it's a really cool thing to have in your bag. Lube and some type of cleaner. Now, we aren't going to clean our guns at the range, but it is a good idea to have some spray-on lubricant for your firearms. You know, whether you're shooting, you know, 50 rounds, you know, like a box, or if you're shooting 500 rounds, it's always good because anything mechanical has a chance to fail, and firearms do like to have some type of lubricity on them. So, you know, oftentimes a malfunction could be caused by just a dry or dirty gun. Spraying a little bit of lube in that could remedy the issue, continuing your shooting experience, saving you both your time and your money when you're headed out to the range. The other thing is a rag. It's super simple, you know, whether it's for, you know, dirt and grime on your hands, or you oversprayed your lube on your gun, whatever it may be, just having a simple rag to clean off the firearm, you know, clean off your hands, your equipment, is just nice to have. You don't want to take all that crud back in the bag or back home with you. So giving the gun a quick wipe down if it gets overly dirty or overly gassy or too wet, a good rag is nice to have. Now, this is probably one of the most important parts of kit that I guarantee you nobody carries, and most ranges actually do have this on standby, but it's only good for one-time use, and that's a medical kit. So a good medical kit, you know, obviously could save yours or someone else's life. You know, with something like this, you know, you want to have some type of tourniquet, you know, stop the bleed kit. So tourniquet, some type of clotting agent, gauze. You know, we actually sell kits here that are prepackaged, you know, kind of vacuum sealed, and have, you know, trauma scissors, everything you need to treat a potential gunshot wound. So hope you never need it, but this is a great asset to have in your range bag, in your car, on your person. It's something that you should always carry with you. Next, we actually have a set of tools. Now, you never know what's going to be at the range, or what firearms you're taking, or what your buddies are bringing, or whatever. And it's good to have some type of toolkit with you. This is kind of like a universal multi-tool made for firearms. So, hex keys, Allen keys. We have, some knives, some picks, all types of things, Phillip head screws. So whether you're shooting a gun with optics, you need to adjust the optic. Maybe you got it loose and you need to tighten it. Whatever it may be, it is good to have tools because, again, anything mechanical can fail, could come loose. So it's good to extend your shooting trip with just a simple multi-tool or tools that fit whatever your firearm application is. Finally on this list, a notebook. So this may not be something you really think about, and if you're a new shooter and you really want to practice on getting proficient, or maybe you're a proficient shooter and really serious about your craft, having a notebook is really smart because if you have multiple guns and you have different optics and you have different scenarios that you're using these things in, it's good to keep those notes so you're not always guessing and you can refer back to them. Or maybe you're just trying to get better with your mechanics and writing personal notes of, hey, I was doing this, maybe I was bucking, and to me that means I need to go, maybe try to dry fire a little bit. So having a notebook is a really smart idea, especially if you want to progress yourself as a shooter. So that's kind of a quick down and dirty of some of the top things that we suggest to keep in your range bag. As always, the number one thing is being safe and getting training. So TG, we offer tons of training here. We also offer all these things I showed you, except the Combat Master. So whether it's first aid, if it's cleaning, tools, eyes and ear protection, we have all of that for sale here at TexasGunExperience.com. And we'll see you guys on the range.